What's up you guys, this is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, Operation Hostile Mergers is currently live, which of course means that Rob is going to redo some shit so that you don't have to do it yourself. Now, one of the things you will notice is that in the background, I've actually got some footage of the operation, so that as we go down all of the details, things will make a little bit more sense. In addition to all of that, towards the end of the video, we'll also be taking a look at the two rewards that come along with this, the Spectra Vandal as well as the Glaxion Vandal. We'll be comparing the original version to the Vandal version, and then we'll do a little bit of first look gameplay with them, alright? So let's go ahead and jump on into our Overlords post Miss D.E. Rebecca. Operation Hostile Murders begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, May 22nd. For a limited time, earn your very own Spectra Vandal, Glaxion Vandal, and bring glory to your clan. Operation Hostile Mergers ends on June 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you go ahead and get it done as soon as you can. Honestly, I was able to get it done in one night, and I was lucky to get into a public group blindly and knock out the endurance run fairly easily as well. So, what you need to do. The new Disruption game mode is the playing field for Operation Hostile Mergers. You need to play through each mission difficulty for the associated operation reward. Collect keys from fallen amalgams to activate corresponding conduits, then protect the conduits from the demolists that will seek to destroy them. It sounds a lot more complicated than it is. It's really not. Play the corresponding operation nodes to earn the rewards. Then, the final node is the Endurance node. A single best run will earn you the best rewards. What you need to know. Number 1, many bosses lead the way. Beware the demolists. Defeating a demolist is the key to progress or failure. You have 4 conduits to defend each round. If a demolist gets to the conduit and detonates, you lose that conduit. The pressure is on. Demolists make themselves known with custom alarm sounds to help you find them and an icon as they draw near. Number 2, leaderboards do not include scores from members that joined after the operation started. So let me go ahead and kind of walk you through the way that this works. Basically, you just go ahead and enter into the area and you'll find these conduits, which are basically like defense points, and they won't actually activate until you find keys. So you'll notice, I believe that there is a red, a cyan, a blue, and a white conduit. So what you'll have to do is, when you first start off, you're just going to kind of run around and find amalgams to kill. Now, not every single amalgam is going to drop a key, but once they do, you'll actually find that they're colored keys. So you'll have to take the cyan key to the cyan conduit, or the red key to the red conduit, and so on and so forth. One of the things that I do want to point out is in the top corner of your screen, where they've got everything like listed out, you'll notice that a lot of them are grayed out. However, once you pick up a key, or once one of the keys drop, you'll actually notice that the writing for that specific conduit turns white. So that's a really, really good indicator that somebody on your team has that key and is most likely bringing it to that conduit. So get your butt to that conduit to help them defend it, alright? So that is one of the big tips that I have for you guys. In addition to that, after you've gone ahead and activated that conduit, of course, enemies are going to try to attack it, so you have to defend it. However, the bigger thing here is the demolists. Now, my tip for this one is definitely to listen. It's weird because it's not something that I usually do in the game. I kind of like run around blindly and play with like Netflix on in the background. You might want to turn your game sounds up just a little bit, because you'll hear a very, like, I guess you would say attention seeking. It's a very unique alarm. And you'll hear it before you actually see their icon of them approaching. Now the thing is, as you get into higher levels, as the mission starts escalating, you're gonna want to intercept them as early as you possibly can so that you can lay in damage. Now these demolists are basically just like other amalgams. However, they are going to be glowing red, and they are considerably tougher than the standard amalgam. Now, of course, they're not like necessarily going to be the be-all, end-all, end-game creature that you're going to want to fight, but they can take a good amount of hits, and the biggest thing is, they don't necessarily stagger, or they don't necessarily CC that much. They're just going to like make a beeline to the conduit that, you know, they're trying to go after, and they're just going to charge up and explode. So it doesn't even matter. They might not even try to fight you. They're not even gonna like stay there in a moment. They're just gonna make a mad dash. So definitely get to them before the conduit goes down. So it's a little bit of a defense, and it's also a little bit of an intercepting the Demolist. Now, if a Demolist does happen to go off and destroy your conduit, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the end of the round. You have 4 conduits to defend. So you need to go ahead and at least defend one of them, you know what I mean? Get at least one of them, because that will determine the kind of reward you get. The more conduits that you're able to keep alive per round, the better reward you will get. Here's a really, really cool thing about this game mode too, which I have to say I'm kind of enjoying, is that I believe there's about a 2-minute timer on the clock when you start defending a point. It's either 2 minutes or 1 minute and 30 seconds. But what happens is if you're able to spot the Demolist early and kill it, basically what happens is that timer goes away right after you kill the Demolist. So if you're really good at intercepting and finding these things and spotting them very, very quickly, the game mode goes by pretty fast, which I definitely like. So you've got, what, 1 minute and 30 on the clock. You take them out in 10 seconds, and then boom, you don't have to wait that minute and 30. You can go ahead and move on to the next conduit. Also keep in mind, you can take on multiple conduits at once. However, it's a little bit finicky because you want to have somebody there to like defend the conduit itself, because regular mobs are going to try to shoot at it and try to break the conduit. And then you also have the bum rushing Demolist. So I kind of like to only have 2 up at any point in time. But listen, if your team is good, y'all do you. Plus, sometimes the keys don't always drop very quickly. So you're usually going to be juggling anyway, just to try to find the keys and try to like hold down points. So let's go ahead and talk about the personal rewards. There are 4 missions to play for personal rewards. Simply play the appropriate mission in your world state window to acquire the goods. Number 1, Hostile Merger's Emblem. Number 2, Hostile Merger's Sigil. And then number 3, Aura Forma. So that's the progression of each of those what is it called? Each of those mission types. The last one again is the endurance mode. This includes the Spectra Vandal and the Glaxion Vandal, if you can manage the necessary single run score. So basically what happens is Spectra Vandal is scored at 1,000 points, and then Glaxion Vandal is scored at 4,000 points. Honestly, I was able to jump into a pub group. Like, I don't know any of these people. I just went ahead and brought Wisp, a frame that I've only just started playing, and we were able to get to 4,000 fairly easily. It does take a little bit of time. However, you do it in one run. If you get all the way up to 4,000, what ends up happening is you get both the Spectra Vandal and the Glaxion Vandal, which means that you don't have to do any more runs if you don't want to. Just knock it out easy peasy. Now, there is additional clan information here, just in case you guys are curious about that. But again, I'm going to go ahead and leave that for anybody who was curious down in the description box below. So you can go ahead and find the link there. However, let's go ahead and jump into the actual weapons themselves, the rewards. So as you can see right here, we have the original Glaxion loaded up. And let's go ahead and highlight the Glaxion Vandal. So as you can see, the critical chance has jumped up to 14%, which honestly isn't really that much. The magazine has gone up to 100. The reload speed has gone down to 1.8, so it's a little bit quicker. And then the status percentage has jumped up to 38%. The base damage has also gone up 3 points. I'm going to be honest with you, it does not feel like a major upgrade. So, I don't know. However, one of the things that I will point out is this baby does not come with any polarities whatsoever. So this is our first look build. This is nowhere near a final build. I will have a snapshot ready for you guys once it is finished. But legitimately, I think I put 4 or 5 Forma on Wisp already, and I have at least 3 to 4 Forma on some of the other weapons that have launched as well. So Rob's a little bit tired. But as you can see, we have a level 100 Bombard because, you know, we're kind of like bringing it down a little bit because we don't have a full build. But as you can see right here, the Glaxion still kind of struggles a little bit. It still kind of hurts. So for me, I'm not 100% impressed, but I also want to say, you know, this is not a full build, so this is not representative of the final product. However, the stats themselves don't really make me go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on this one. It's like one of those ones where I'm like, I mean, it could be good, but we'll have to play with it just a little bit more. Right now, I'm not 100% impressed, but again, it's not a full build, so we can't really expect too much of it. But again, I also lowered the level of the enemy to 100 instead of 165, so we'll see. Now, let's take a look at the Spectra Vandal. So as you can see right here, the critical chance has gone from 14% up to 20%, which is actually not that bad because we have all of those primed critical mods. We also have a magazine size going from 60 to 80. We have the reload speed dropping down from 1.8 down to 1.2, and the status has gone up to 28%. So all in all, we've got some good stats boosted here. The base damage is quite low though. But we do have a decent bit of slash in there in puncture. I'm hoping that when we do get this fully modded out, it'll perform a little bit better, because right now it's a little wishy-washy. But again, we don't have a full build on it. As you can see, we've just got the basics and we've got some crit. And with the Prime Pistol Gambit, it brings it up to 57.4%, which is pretty respectable. And the critical multiplier is going to end up being 2 times, but you know, we'll be able to boost that up with another critical or prime critical damage mod. So I'm holding out hope for this one because I want at least one of these weapons to be good. It's not looking crazy good at this current point in time, as you guys can see right here. It's struggling on a level 100, but again, it's not a full build, and I expect that if we toss a little viral on here, it's probably going to be even sexier, because we'll do some viral that'll boost up its status chance, and then we've got it's like a hybrid of crit and status, and you know how much I like that. So we're crossing our fingers and we're trying to hold out hope for this baby right here, and I'll definitely get to work on it, but I have like about 1,000,001 reviews that I need to go ahead and do. Now, for any of you guys out there who have gone ahead and invested some forma into both of these weapons, let me know how you feel about them down in the comments below. In addition, if you guys are just taking a first look at these stats, what do you think about them? Do you think that they were a nice enough pump to make them worth picking up? Or are you guys kind of like, don't know? Also, for anybody who has played the game mode, oh my god, I forgot what it's called, Disruption game mode, go ahead and let me know your feelings down on it in the comments below. I'm having a pretty good time. I like the pacing of it. It feels pretty good unless your keys don't drop fast enough. And here's a little secret. I've got like 5 forma on Wisp, and I take it back. I kind of like her. Not just for what is it called, disruption, but kind of in general. I feel like I'm kind of like eating my words now. Regardless, that is going to do it for me for now. I have about 1,000,000 other things that I need to work on, but I do gotta take a shower because I feel gross. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.